Wizard! Oh no. Can you hear me?
Hello?
What's up?
Hey, you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you great now.
Cool. Sorry, my headset was off.
So, I'm Alex. I think it's how self-evident.
Nice to meet you. I'm Aaron, or Solo, either one.
Step into the ring.
Alright, man. So, what are we doing? How do we do this? I'm excited.
Yeah, so I'm in arena codes, so I sent you that, and we'll get some games. Since this is your first session, seeing that you struggle with, it looks like fast characters, some rushdown, and then some long-range poke characters, right?
Yeah. I've definitely heard all of those terms.
Well, just looking at the ones you listed, the Mario, Fox, Falco, Palutena, right?
Yes. Those are difficult. Okay. Join.
So yeah, those are all very fast characters, literally all of them, except like Sephiroth's only kind of fast, and Falco has side B, which like makes him fast.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you might have a problem dealing with like the burst range of faster characters. And yeah, sorry. So how much experience do you have in Smash? That's one of the first questions I asked. I see. You say you've played since '64. Competitive.
Yeah.
Okay, so a while.
Yeah, so I got into competitive around my college years in like 2013. I thought it was like really cool to actually like, oh wow, you could do like all these. There's so many intricate things like crossing up on the hit behind their shield and all that stuff. That was back when I was like mining Marathon Brawl.
Gotcha.
But then I kind of like dropped from that scene, because adult life hit, and then in COVID I got into Ultimate.
Yep.
And thought it was freaking awesome, and Ike was actually good, so I was like, this is great.
Cool. Yeah, he's starting to fall off a little bit in the meta, but he's still solid. I think he's still the best he's there. Sorry, we won't fight yet.
Okay.
Can you do one thing for me? I like to do this to sort of test people's like fundamentals. Could you do this?
Let me get off the platform.
So yeah, there's short hop, full hop, short hop, full hop, short hop,
Okay.
full hop.
Short hop, full hop. Oh no.
So yeah, that's one of the first things I make people do, because I think it will often highlight a problem some people have. So it's very easy. Okay, first off, like the first barrier is short hopping, right? Which you've been playing for forever, so you know how to short hop. The second barrier is fast falling. But then a lot of times when people practice this, they'll just do this, right? But in a game, you're not just doing a rhythmic button press, right? You're gonna have to be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want. So I do the mix-up thing and try to, cross people's wires a little bit, and you practice that a lot. It'll help you with movement. But that's just a quick thing. That's just me trying to get a sense of your movement ability. But it seems like you have some basics now. You said you hit like 11.3 mil GSP.
Yeah.
So we won't cover any of the like super basic stuff. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna play a couple games.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk a lot later, but at the start I'm gonna be mostly quiet. So after a couple of games, I'll call out some of your stuff. Okay?
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Cool. I'm also recording this whole session, including our voices.
That's totally cool.
Yeah, well, it's for you. I'll send it to you after, and you can review it. And then we can figure it that way. Okay?
Hello, internet.
Well, it's up to you. I can either post unlisted or public. Totally your fault.
Do whatever helps your channel, man.
Cool. Yeah, I mean it's like a second channel. It's mostly for you, but
I will cuss. Like, that is inevitable.
Oh yeah, no, I don't care about that. It's just I make them public just so people can get like a taste of my coaching. But yeah. All right. Cool. Just go ahead and taunt when you're ready.
Oh, I don't have a taunt button.
Okay, whatever. Let's just go.
Oh, there's my taunt.
There you go. Yeah, that works.
Brutal. Oh, I've never done that. I've never done a falling off the platform nair that actually connected.
Yeah.
I'm going high. I learned that from you.
Okay.
Whoa, that was a bad roll.
Yeah, it feels good for just checking people. It'll catch the roll, it'll catch dashes.
No!
So, yeah. That's one of Ike's biggest weaknesses is if you can read him and take his jump, it's over. The Ditto's wonky though. It's like very cheesy. I think it's really fun, but it's only really fun if both players know all the ins and outs of the Ditto. Otherwise, it's just getting shelled it.
Yeah.
Like that back throw there. Forward air. The gross thing about that setup too is if you went low, I could footstool you, and you would die from the footstool.
That's brutal.
It is brutal, and it works all the time on like Cloud and Ice.
Whoops.
You had the right idea with the air dodge. It's really important to avoid people whatever possible.
I must move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ether, in all matchups in the game, I would say. I think every single character has a way to kill us if we have to Ether low.
Yeah. It's a sad experience.
Definitely. Ike has a million ways to kill. I can counter, I can Ether, I can dare.
Yeah. The neutral battle, right?
Yeah. It's also all about advantage state in this matchup because Ike has a pretty bad disadvantage state. You know what I mean by those terms?
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard them talking around, and one is basically chasing, and one is being chased.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's basically anything after you hit the opponent is advantage state. Anything after the opponent hits you is disadvantage state. And then neutral is pretty much everything.
Yeah.
You notice how I'm using movement to try to get you to commit to things instead of just swinging. Nice air dash. I like that you go for the short hop up air to cover all DI.
Thank you.
Good delay.
That's the difference between like elite smash and not for me.
Which thing?
That delayed up air, like literally
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the.
Yeah, you did a delayed nair, which meant I couldn't parry for free. You mixed your timing, which was really good. Like you chose not to fast fall. Yeah, sometimes the best move is just to do nothing.
Oh, roll back.
Nah, that was just, I held back because it made it safer, but you're not about DP.
I should have left you here.
No, I could have taken you.
I should do it. One down.
Wow.
You're like, he's gonna come at me and swing.
So you notice how I'm doing these like really low landing aerials to maybe cover something, and then if you air dodge, I'm just dash dead. So being able to like look for your opponent's next option when your first option doesn't work is kind of the next level. Like going up and going for up airs is great, but if you can fake an up air and force an air dodge, then suddenly you get a dash attack, right? So having that layer where the 50-50 is more skewed in your favor is going to be really, really useful.
Okay.
So basically, let me show you. So what I did was, you were on the way down, you were sent really high. So I jumped, but I didn't commit to anything, right? I jumped to force you to react somehow, and you did a high air dodge, right?
Yeah.
So I ended up just doing a really low up air, and then I was actionable while you were over here. And so I just dash attacked you, right?
Got it.
So that's how you're gonna find a lot of stocks with Ike these days, because like Nair up air is nowhere near as reliable as it used to be, right? It's not our go-to token for him anymore. Like if we can get it, it's great, but it's a much smaller window. Since they changed the character, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna be mostly going for those reads, or trying to find back hit nairs if people are landing. That's how you can get it up there. Things like that.
Yes.
It's not as straightforward as it used to be, but we still have some really good tools. All right. Ready?
Yes. Oh, I thought it was out of range. That time it was.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I just use it to check people approaching sometimes, especially slower characters. Good air dodge.
Did you react to that?
Yeah.
How the fuck?
It takes a lot of training. It's very hard, but it is possible, and every high-level player does it.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's like it's right on the edge of reactable, and you have to get really good at it because it's like a 2 or 3 frame window to grab neutral get up. You're actually only vulnerable for 1 frame, but then the option you do takes, a spot dodge takes 2 frames to come out, so technically it's like 3 frames to grab that. But you have to learn how to do it, because otherwise people are going to neutral get up for free. And you can't let that happen. That's like a huge part of ledge trapping. Like you gotta deny that. It is hard though. Why you should go. And you're never gonna be 100%. It's hard.
Like, here come Gurka. We'll get you. Oh no. Oh.
Good idea, but you could just dash attack. You don't have to commit hard to the read on my landing. Oops.
Is there a combo there?
What'd you hit?
Down tilt?
Yeah, you can do down tilt up air, but I might be too high percent. So it'll be DI dependent. Down tilt up air and down tilt there and down tilt there are all true up to a certain percent. These are good grabs. These grabs are huge. Because what they do is they make people scared to sit and shield, right?
Absolutely. Oh, back air.
Yeah, it wouldn't have killed anyway, so fair's totally fine to go for it. They do about the same damage.
Oh, I spotted it up coming and I just...
Yeah, it was close. You almost got me. It's not like I was like, oh, he's gonna up smash and I'll jump right over it. You almost got me. I just reacted to you missing the character.
Alright, I feel like I'm getting less bad already because I'm already trying to like move better.
Good. Yeah, it's all about being ambiguous.
Yeah.
One thing I'm noticing a lot is you're mainly the one approaching right now. And so I'm just sort of chilling, and I'm either doing like safe nairs to catch your approaches or I'm parrying you, right?
Yeah.
So
which
maybe,
I'm prepared for it.
yeah. So maybe consider like doing some fake approaches. Go in, go out, weave. Throw out very safe hitboxes only. Just be unpredictable, so that it's harder for me to just catch your approach.
Okay.
Okay. So there's nothing bad about that up smash, except for the fact that it's not going to kill me, right? So one thing we should think about is the risk reward of the moves we put out. That up smash was, fairly high risk. I wouldn't say egregious because you hit it. I mean, it was a good read. Let's pause for a second. So you had a situation where you sent me above you, right?
Yes.
First off, you could have gotten a true up air off of it.
What?
Well, what did you use? Was it nair?
I think I did nair to up tilt.
Okay, yeah, you can't get a true up air off that. So you did nair to up tilt, and that puts me above you. And then you risked for an up smash to read my air dodge, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm at 90, this up smash might kill me, right?
Yeah.
But I was at like 30, so it's never going to kill me. So the most you get off of it is like a 25% damage, right?
Yeah. I guess I was gonna read that better. I could have just went for another grab.
Yeah, another grab or a down tilt or a landing nair or an up air. There's all sorts of options that are less committal out of you that will lead to the same or even more damage.
Gotcha.
So
that's there. Yeah.
So yeah, you need to be thinking when you make your decisions about three factors, right? There's risk. Like, what am I risking if I do this? If you do an up smash, you're risking a punish, right? Now that punish, it might not be a big deal. If you're at 0, that up smash is not that risky, right? Because you're probably not going to die.
Right. Yeah. If I'm like up 2 stocks. Yeah.
Now, in that situation, you could have still done something less risky for really similar rewards. So I don't think up smash was the play.
Yeah.
But it's still a factor to consider when going for stuff like that. Now the second factor is reward, right? We just talked about that. If I'm at 90, the reward could be a stock. If I'm at 30, the reward is just some damage, right? Which is a lot less appealing. So you need to balance risk and reward along with confidence. The more confident you are in a read, the more you can skew away from like risk and towards reward, right?
Yes. I'm putting notes on your thing. Just ignore that. Because I didn't print pen and paper or anything.
Yeah, that's fine. So it's all about those three factors, and the best way to ensure that you're balancing that right is to do VOD review. Have you ever watched your own gameplay?
I just like to play clips I can save and quick play, yeah.
So you might want to, this is part of why I record these sessions. You might want to go back and watch some of the games. And what I like to do is, or at least I like to tell players who are at the level you're at, where they have the mechanical skill, but it's all decision making where they trip up sometimes.
Yes.
It's all about studying that risk reward, and VOD review is the best way to do it. So go into watching one of your own matches, whether it's from a tournament or from this or just from quick play, and look at every decision you make and be like, okay, does this line up with the risk reward I want? Because that's all Smash is, right? Is just making those decisions, and whoever balances risk, reward, and confidence the best generally is going to win.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
So that's kind of how I like to think about the game and how I like to analyze my own gameplay.
Is the medium for which you analyze this, you said VOD review, is that like a capital V? Is that like a thing? Or
yeah, VOD just means video on demand.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I gathered that, but...
Oh, yeah, I know what I'm saying. It's not like a super specific thing. I just mean watching your own VODs and taking notes, or, just thinking really hard about the risk reward of all of your decisions and then correcting them. Because, it's great to think about those things in game, but obviously it's harder, right? Because you got so much else to think about.
Yeah.
The best way is just to do it outside the game and then try to implement it into your game later.
Yeah.
So yeah, the up smash is a great example. That up smash would have been great if I was at 90. And when I'm at 30, it's just okay, even if you...
Got it. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, and it's it's obvious stuff, but until you really sit down and like do the
Put them in.
analysis, you won't. Yeah, it's very hard to realize how much you aren't adhering to it.
Yeah, of that trifecta, I feel like the operative word is the considered part.
Yeah, true.
Risk, reward, confidence is evident in any competitive game. It's just the actual sitting down and thinking
Yeah,
deliberately and intentionally. We talk about that in improv with music a lot.
yeah. You can know in your your thinky brain what the right move is at all times, but that doesn't mean that you're going to do it with your doing brain, right? And that's why we do VOD review, because you need to think beforehand and do during. And it's the same with music, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be thinking, okay, now I hit this note, now I hit this note. You just do it.
Right. Build the vocabulary.
Yep.
And then
Exactly. All right. You build the vocabulary, but you have the vocabulary. You want to build like your syntax and your grammar. That's kind of what we're working on.
yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I like that.
Teabag already.
Oh, that was up.
So you see, that was the exact same situation. Let's pause for a second.
Yeah.
So I got a nair. I could, or I don't remember what I got. It might have been an up tilt. But you were right here. You were above me, right? And
Yes.
I had a feeling you were going to air dodge. So I could have just gone an up smash, and it would have hit. But instead, I go for a down tilt. Because down tilt leaves me actionable way faster. And so if I miss, that's fine. I can just do something else, or shield, or whatever, right? It's no risk, basically.
Yes.
And not only that, I can combo it into a back air and get pretty much the same reward that I would get from an up smash.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So just working in, fine-tuning those moments, that is the next step for you.
Okay.
Yeah, and then after that is when you really focus on reading your opponent and, playing the mental game, because you have to have, the vocabulary first. You have to have the vocabulary, the syntax, the structure. You have to have all of that before you can write a book, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And plot, like a plan.
Yeah. Well, the plot comes last, I would say. You need to know the language first.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know if music terms are already used.
Well done. That was probably the tip of his grab.
Yeah. Which is not very far.
No! And it's... I swear I was just trying to get that shield. Do you think throwing off ledge would have been better there?
I'm gonna be honest, I have the worst memory when it comes to playing the game. I don't remember things that happened 2 seconds before.
It was like, I grabbed it at like 80%, but decided to down throw.
Yeah, I mean, down throw doesn't really lead anything true. You can do up throw and get fair almost, so sometimes you can like snipe jump with it, which is really nice. But yeah, just throwing someone off stage is always a good option, especially when that someone is Ivy. You made it though. You didn't jump, that's the key thing there.
Yeah. Oh!
I got
Brutal.
lucky.
Oh no.
Nice. Good coverage. Oh, I think I'm dead.
You take those.
I don't really go for eruption against Ike much. I'm not really sure why I did it there. I don't really recommend it. Ike has too many mix-ups with quick draw.
The test.
It is something I recommend you do. Is a lot of Ikes will do this, right? Will they do you pick it up? Oops, sorry. they'll do neutral get up B. But that gives someone a 6-frame window to punish you before you get your armor. I like to do jump up B because people will try to cover your jump. Like they'll throw out an aerial high or something, right? Like right here. And then your up B halts your momentum completely. So you'll just catch them. And it has like a ton of range. So just doing a jump and doing a B and up B is like a pretty good ledge option because you can drift back.
Okay.
And you keep your double jump, which is a huge deal. Okay. Did you bind your taunt jump buttons to shield for like mashing?
Yeah, then I figured that was a bad idea because I've done it so many times and accidentally like air dodged.
Yeah. I mash by circling the left stick and it works really well for me.
Yeah, that's what I started doing. And then I was like, this is probably the best option because I'm getting spanked. That was dumb.
Yeah, the risk reward of the up smash didn't really make sense there. I'm not dying at 59. They buffed it, but not that much.
Oh! Read. Yep.
That's one of the most common reads in the game. Because if you think about it, if someone's shielding on a platform, you know, what do they want to do?
Get off the platform.
Yeah, and since this isn't melee and we can't shield drop, you know what shield dropping is?
That's like shield dropping is like when you like, isn't it like a down roll but like under the platform?
Yeah, it's weird, but basically it's a way to drop through platform while in shield.
Yeah.
So you can't do that in ult, unfortunately. So the only way to escape is like you can roll out of shield, you can spot dodge, and you can jump. And most people are really uncomfortable rolling on a platform or something like that. Or you can just drop shield and run off, obviously. That takes a while. So the fastest way out of the situation is to jump, so that's what people like to do. So I just go for a full hop up there, and you'll be surprised how often that catches people.
Gotcha.
Plus it's pretty low commit. Nice.
What? Nice sour spot.
If you get that angle right, it'll bail you out of a lot with the air dodge.
The double back air. Oh my god.
That's just a, are you hitting a button check, really? Trying to catch you holding in and not hitting the button. That was good up there. I like that a lot.
Oh. Oh.
So yeah, that F smash, right? I missed, but the risk reward made sense, right? I was pretty sure you were gonna air dodge, and it would have killed you, and I don't die for doing it. Be careful with those double jumps in that situation. That's a very easy for me to just snipe with a forward air. That's good.
I'm good, and then there's that little trap, and then yeah. Yep.
So you're air dodging, you're neutral air dodging out of that pretty much every time. So I'm just, instead of just going for the bear or whatever, I'm waiting and just getting a much bigger punch.
Okay. And when is this happening? Just anytime I get launched, really?
Yeah, really anytime you get launched straight up in the air with a nair or down tilt or something, you're pretty much always doing a neutral air dodge back to the ground.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting. Cheap? Hello? I'm kidding. No.
I'm sorry, boss. Yeah, I didn't want to neutral air dodge, but I didn't know what else to do.
There's nothing wrong with the neutral air dodge, but do you know how to fast fall neutral air dodge?
Yeah, that's what I like to think I'm trying to do.
Yeah, unfortunately you can't do that when you're in tumble, so you either have to swing an attack or double jump.
do that when you're in tumble.
Yeah,
So,
so
like,
when you're like
you're
flying around.
flying around animation.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna switch characters here. Since you said you struggle with like fast characters, I'll go. My best fast character is Captain Falcon.
Oh.
You don't sound happy about that?
I usually fight Captain Falcons with no fear on the internet, but for some reason, the confidence needs to get rebalanced over here. I need to bring that part of the triangle up.
Yeah, the thing about fast characters is you often need to just be rotating backwards all the time. Like your number one strength in this matchup, right? He's faster than you, he kills earlier, he has better aerials, well, arguably. He has a better ground game than you. What you have is your range, right? So if you try to catch my approaches, play just outside my burst range. My burst range being like this snare, right? Or a dash grab. And you know what I mean by when I say burst range?
Like, I guess this, like, right here would kind of be the burst range for Ike's, like, dash attack?
Yeah.
Like, the range where it's least reactable, is that?
Yeah, that's pretty much dead on. It's the range where they can threaten you unreactably, right?
Yeah.
So, if I tried to hit you from here, you can react to that. Or I'll have to run up first, so that's not inside my burst range.
Right.
But if I'm standing right here, I just get the nair, right?
Yeah.
And you can't react, you have to guess. So yeah, playing just outside that burst range, baiting out options, if I nair in, you can F-tilt me, or you could jump back into like fade back nairs to catch my approaches. Fair as well. Fair is your most ranged. So fade back fairs will work too to win neutral. And then you just gotta push your advantage state as much as possible, because Falcon has kind of a mid disadvantage as well. It's not as bad as Ike's, but it's still not great, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Show me a moves.
Oops. Much of that is true?
All of it?
Great. I feel less bad now.
If you DI down and out though, it's much more difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, down and away from Falcon.
That was that bad risk-reward judgment, which I feel like every time I try to add it to somebody with an ether.
So you only really want to use ether out of shield when it's a true punish, or when you're trying to like beat someone who's been mashed on you a lot with the armor, right? It's really unreliable, and yeah, the risk reward's pretty bad on it unless you're at kill percent, or unless they're at kill percent and you aren't.
Oh no.
Good. Nice, good coverage on the land.
We got it! No! And thank you. Ooh, you did the Captain Falcon thing that I hate.
You gotta DI down and away. Your DI was not good enough there. You're still DIing it, right? You're DIing towards Falcon. DI away from Falcon and down.
Stop rolling. Talking to myself.
Ooh. Okay.
Mr. Bug!
That was good, yeah. I can kill you off that, but it's harder.
Oh, he's dead. I don't have a jump. Yeah, come with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is good. Oh my gosh.
Good. That's the point.
That's the goal, man. I might just pay you to play.
I do have a first to 10. I have a first to 10 that's cheaper on Notify if you would ever want to just play.
Okay.
It comes with like I'll give you like little notes, but it's not like a session like this. Like I don't voice chat.
Oh, okay. Okay.
2, 1, go!
Oh, I appreciate
Nice.
the tip, by the way. That was very nice of you, especially before you even got a lesson.
Oh yeah, I mean the thing asked for it, so I was like, yeah, bro like does this full time, so I help brother out.
Appreciate it.
Oh no. There's playing the cat and falcon, and then there's playing the cat and falcon who's like the best at
I'm definitely not the best but I appreciate that.
Yeah. Read that like a book.
I am pretty good at the ditto though, and I know how to exploit IQ very well. And you know, I'm not trying to be pedantic. You say read like a book. The thing about Ether is I don't have to read it at all. It is 100% a reaction. I just watch you Ether and then kill you for it. That's why it's so bad, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll take that accidental cross up, no problem.
That was a read. So was that. Can't go high too much. That's one thing. Sometimes you just gotta choose to go low and either air dodge or quick throw. Never ether, but you can still go low sometimes without ether.
Done. See my mistake. Okay. Down.
Yeah, away is very important too. Nice. I really like these reverse up airs you go for.
Is that a sour spot or something? I swear I thought that was gonna kill you.
Which move?
The eruption.
Oh, it's very weak when you don't get some charge into it. It doesn't take very much charge to get strong, but yeah, it will not go to like 150 on charge. Yeah, I mean we're talking risk reward. Well, that jab in neutral has no reward.
Yeah.
Pretty high risk.
Yeah.
So the thing about jab is if you just don't complete the combo, it's safer than if you complete the combo. Like if you do jab 1, 2, and not.
Yeah.
Sorry, I feel like I'm loading you up with too much information.
I mean, some of the stuff I already know. It's just like I don't have like the post-intellectual understanding of it. So just like, I was like, what's the fastest thing to get me out of this situation? I'm really sure probably the answer.
It just takes practice. And, you know, that's why we have the VODs as well. Because there's just too much information to absorb in all at once.
Down, down, down.
Not just down, you gotta do away. It's really important that you do like diagonal down and away.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That's just an Ike moment. Ike just dies in those situations.
I was like, if I'm going down and away, I guess I have to try to steal a stock. Ah! Oh no. Wrong combo. I see what you're doing there.
Yeah, there's just, you don't shield much.
That's not good.
And you're swinging a little too much, so I'm just able to jump over it and dare you a lot.
Damn. I was in the burst range.
Yep. That's what I was about to say. You got to be aware that people can get out there.
Win.
What a lot of Ikes do is they'll just, if they get launched far, they will always double jump and charge quick draw, right?
Yeah.
Like you just did. And while
Yeah.
it's a decent option, what it does is it puts, you're putting yourself in a 50-50 situation, essentially. When you don't necessarily have to. You could be giving yourself way better odds than that. Does that make sense?
How?
Okay, so what you're doing a lot is you'll do double jump side B, right? And you'll just start charging it and wait. And that's good, but first off, if I'm here, I can just go out and hit you. If I read it correctly, I can just go to center and punish. But what you can do instead is you can just go low, air dodge up, right? Just go to ledge. There's nothing wrong with just going to ledge. Or you can do double jump and then just quick draw.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, but like choosing to wait before committing is going to save your life a lot. And after this game, I'll go back to Ike and I'll sort of show you what I mean.
Okay. Sounds good. Sorry, I just got the low battery warning on the Pro Controller.
That's cool.
Okay. Yeah, dude, if you ever want to come out to Denver, man.
Yeah, it's not too close. I'm in North Carolina, but
Are you like close to Asheville or?
yeah, I'm pretty close to that.
Yeah. I got some family out there.
Cool. Yeah, I'm in the mountains. So you, Denver. Not quite the same mountains, but. Careful. Again, quick draw. What's the risk reward of quick draw, right? Doesn't combo, does like maybe 12%, and the risk is really high. You gotta hold away. If you don't hold away, Falcon is just going to kill you.
Yeah.
So you're doing down, which is good, but yeah, you gotta do both.
Yeah, and I gotta just react to that more quickly.
Yeah, a lot of people like their brains turn off when they get hit, right? Oh, I didn't switch,
Yeah.
but whatever, I'll do it next time. You gotta stay awake. There's still so much you can do in disadvantage. There's DI, SDI, picking a defensive option. You can't autopilot in disadvantage. It's not a take turns game. This is not a traditional fighting game. There's always something you could be doing.
What is how does SDI work exactly?
SDI is it's complicated, but if you do a bunch of inputs in a direction while you're being hit by a move, not all moves, this doesn't work for all moves, it'll shuffle your characters slightly, like you'll just move slightly in the direction you're tapping. So if you do enough inputs, you can wiggle your way out of combos. But it's not relevant in too many matchups. It's like really important for Bayonetta, really important for fighting Steve, and it helps a little bit with Falcon. If you're SDIing. I don't SDI against Falcon though. I just do normal DI, which is just holding a direction, right?
Yes.
The only characters that I make a point to SDI versus are Steve and Bayonetta, because you can make their combos not true. And they both have and they both have 0 to death combos, so it's pretty important.
What you said it's like a direction mixed with some inputs, but what is the direction that you go for? Is that dependent on the combo that you're getting?
There's no easy answer. It's totally dependent on what move you're SDIing.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about DI again. If I'm here and I grab you, right, and I'm going into a down throw combo, which is really, really common for Falcon, right? I'll do down throw and then I'll just start going for up airs into something, right?
Yes.
You need to be holding down, diagonal, away from Falcon. So here you'd be holding down left. So let's see the difference, okay? Come here. Come to center. Okay, don't hold a direction, okay?
Got it.
Okay, well, this percent would be air, not up air. But yeah, don't hold a direction. Free, right? Now I'm going to grab you, hold down and away.
Holding. Oh.
You're holding down and I think you're holding too far down. Hold more away.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still not holding away enough. Just hold straight away and see what the difference is. Oh, I went for the wrong move and killed you. Okay. So yeah, here I would go for down throw up airs. Hold mostly away from Falcon, so left and a little bit down.
I'm gonna hold this. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
think
gonna. Like, we're talking. Right now would be like 4 o'clock.
Yeah. Do you see how much further forward I have to run? That makes it so much harder than if I just went like that.
Yeah.
And then if you keep holding that direction, subsequent hits might just not be true at all. Let's reset.
Okay.
Okay. So let's play again with that in mind and try to hold down and away whenever I'm doing comboing. Okay?
You got it. I can do that. No, Alex. No.
Yeah, let's think about that.
He jumped off the platform. Run away! That was supposed to be back air.
Do that. What? When did I double jump? Oops. Oh yeah, I double jumped up in the first place. Alright, well, that's how you beat Kevin.
Woo! GG, bro.
We'll do one more to practice the DI a little bit. Another thing is if you're fighting Ike and you hold down on the way, a lot of his combos just stop working. It's really annoying.
Hey.
Yep, that should be your default AI against every character. Some characters you want to DI different, but most it's down and away. Up and away also isn't bad. You could try up and away as well, and that might work even better.
That like on Ike's grab combos.
So hold on, try up and away here when I do down throw. Yeah. See, I can't get the next one. It's not true anymore. If you were holding in or some other direction, I could have done 2 nairs there.
Got it.
Yeah. So instead, I would have to go for nair and then dash attack as a follow-up, which does not have true combos out of it. The nair has true combos out of it.
Okay.
All right, good. Make it even. Good enough. All right.
Show me a move.
Actual numbers.
Yeah, we're good enough. It's Falcon. He can kill you at 30%.
I didn't get counted.
See, I could normally get something off that dash attack that's like not true, but if you held away, I didn't get it.
Oh, that's true. Did you DI up?
Maybe. I don't remember.
Okay. Second nature to you.
Yeah, I don't really think about my DI anymore. Unless it's something weird or new.
Oh. Okay. Shield it, Dad! Shield!
Good job.
So I have to ask, are you like a huge fan of the actual, like this series in Fire Emblem?
I'm actually not. I get that question all the time. But no, I'm not a big Fire Emblem guy. My girlfriend's very into it, so I know a lot about it. So
Here's the question.
I just like Ike.
Would you play a video game?
I tried it on an emulator on stream, and I liked it for a while. Are you a big fan?
Oh yeah. This is like Ike and I was like,
I liked it for a while, and then the Black Knight popped out of his shack and reset an hour of progress, and I was like, alright, I'm good. And I just stopped playing at that point.
The Black did what?
The Black Knight like popped out of his shack and wiped my whole team and reset like an hour of my progress, and I was like, So I stopped playing. I'm a wimp.
Yeah, bastard.
I just don't. I feel like I don't have time for games like that anymore. I'm like, man, I don't want to try this a million times.
Oh no! I did the wrong.
Yeah, that's just a 50-50. If you jump there, you die.
But oftentimes when I'm playing like an elite match or something, I'll find myself in these like players just want to do like kind of reactive, and they don't want to like approach ever because they know like, oh, I'm infinitely faster than you. I just have to camp. And how would you mix up your approach, or would you in those kind of scenarios? Do you have any kind of like specific that kind of thing?
That's a really good question. So what you want to do, if your opponent is just rotating back, you know, dashing back and then dash grabbing your approaches, right? Is that what happens a lot?
That and others, yeah.
So what you want to do is you want to move up slowly and threaten with safe aerials until you have them cornered. And then once they're cornered, they're going to want to get out, right? And that's where they have fewer options. You know, if you can back them into the corner, they can no longer retreat. So they have to take a risk to try to get back to center. So instead of seeing it as how do I hit them, see it as how do I get them into a position where I can then hit them.
That makes sense to me. What do you think those specific aerials and moves are? Is that just like kind of like
generally
nair?
Yeah, it's generally nair. It can be F tilt as well. So F tilt to check their approaches and nair to approach yourself. So yeah, the biggest thing though is, you know, if you're just nairing in over and over trying to back them in the corner, eventually they're just gonna parry or, you know, anti-air you, catch you on the way up, etc. So that's when it becomes really important that you make your movement ambiguous. You know, dash in and out, you know, go to the platform, do things that they don't expect, and then strike when they're not expecting it. When people play whiff punish, the reason it's working is because you're whiffing things unsafely. So just don't. Just stop whiffing things unsafely, and then suddenly they have to play the game again. Yeah, it's going to be a slow version of the game. They still have to play the game, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, just slow it down. You know, don't try to force it. Just play it slow, back them into the corner, and look for your opening instead of just, because your swinging is probably what's getting you hit.
Yes.
Okay. We can switch this around.
Sure thing. I was going for tech chase.
Yeah.
Nope. Oh. Try to do an hike. I felt like that was the reverse.
Yeah, it can work for talking too, but yeah. Definitely a nice thing.
I'll do it. Yeah.
Grab.
I should have let trap shit down.
Yeah.
That does not come out as fast as I think it does.
Quick draw? Yeah, not really. It's not that quick.
Let drop and quick draw.
Yeah, that's an option for if you're mashing something, because it'll beat it, but it shouldn't be here every time. Good air dodge.
I think I shield rolled too much.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't really been a problem, though. Like, that's not what I've been exploiting.
Gotcha.
Captain Falcon.
Yeah, man. I'm focusing all of this attention on like what I should not do, and it's. I feel like it's detracting me from like what I usually.
Oh yeah, no, you're always going to have a bit of fall off when you're learning new stuff, because you're going from the wrong thing that you're good at to the right thing that you're new to, right?
Yep.
So
Good point.
yeah, you're always, you know, it's improvement is not a straight line. It's not just a thing that people say to make people feel better. It's actually true. Like, you have to take a step back before you can take 2 steps forward.
All right, I'm prepared for that.
Yeah, mental toughness thing. You're older than most of my students, so I'm sure you understand that more. Or at least it sounds like you said you went to college. 2013.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I had to think about it. My birthday's around the corner. I'm 27. I'm about to be 28 in August.
Yeah, I'm 28. I'm 28 now. My birthday also around the corner. But yeah, us relatively old heads understand a little better that sometimes you gotta go backwards. I got a lot of students who are like, 15. That's different. I gotta explain to them, hey, sometimes you gotta be okay with being bad at something for a little bit.
Oh.
Why not just go for the combo? I've seen you do it, so I know you can.
I even asked myself right after I didn't do it. I was like, why didn't I do that? Oh fuck.
Sometimes it's fine not to if you have a plan to get something bigger off of their defensive option. Like if they air dodge and you want to get like an F smash. But most of the time, just take a true combo, right? You gotta make them fear the true combo before you can go for the mix-up.
That was a hell of parry.
Thanks. I mean, one thing about parries like that is they're not reactionary. I'm kind of catching on to your rhythm.
Okay.
You said you're a musician, right?
Yeah.
So, you don't want to duet me. You don't want me to be able to catch on to your rhythm and, play according to your rhythm, because then I'm going to just predict what you do, right? That's how, music improv works. What you want is you want to throw me off, do the wrong thing, do something weird, mix your timing up so that I can't predict it and I won't get parries like that.
Yeah. I think so far I've internalized the unpredictable advice, like I've internalized it like well I like the intellectual understanding is like, have ambiguous movement strategies, approaches, etc. to make it, such that you're less predictable. But the post-intellectual understanding that I've only been able to muster up so far is just like, stop and think about everything you do. So what that's doing, I think, is inadvertently turning off some of my muscle memory with like the down throw to up tilt, or to the down throw to up air that I just whipped.
No worries.
I just do shit. That's unpredictable, but not helpful. And I'm not differentiating between helpful and
no worries ability. At all. There, again, there's a lot of information flying your way.
Yep.
So
oh boy.
One thing I think to keep in mind is you don't only, when I say mix up, a lot of people are like, okay, I'll do an up tilt instead of an air, right? That's a mix up. That's true, but you don't just want to mix up what you do, you want to mix up when you do it. It's really important. So empty movement is something I think needs to be implemented a lot by people, which is just movement where you're not hitting a button so that your opponent can't, get a read on when you are going to hit a button. So things like this, where you're just moving around, occasionally throwing something out, but being as unpredictable as possible. Because a lot of Ikes, they just do this, right? And it's because Nair's really good. But, the thing is, it's only good falling. So if you're just doing this and always Nairing at the first possible opportunity, you go ahead and do that, and I'll show you what my counterplay is.
Okay.
Yeah, just do it for a bit.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to anti-air you. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
So, you got to mix up what you do and when you do it. Both those are very important.
I see. And it's that sometimes jumping is an actual thing that is I see. Oh. Brutal.
Yeah, the go out there and get hit by go out there and get hit on purpose edge guard is brutal. Like, it's like, what do I do? You know, you're just dead.
Oh man.
All right, that's our hour. So
Oh, it is.
yeah, you can hit me with any questions you have, and also just know my DMs are always open if you have any questions later.
I definitely will. I'm gonna go practice a bunch now. Oh, do you have time to just give me like how do you practice? Like what? How does one practice?
Yeah, so I do those movement drills I showed you at the very beginning. I don't do them as much as I used to because I've pretty much got it at this point. But yeah, being able to consistently move the way you want to. And then I'll practice like RARs and things like that to keep my movement sharp. But the biggest thing is, just mashing on Elite Smash is not really that good. It's really important that you have something in mind to, it's one thing to just go online for fun and just play. But if you're trying hard to improve, you need to have one specific goal in mind, or you'll just sort of fall into the hole of like, maybe getting frustrated or being too focused on winning. Do you go to tournaments at all?
I've been to one, and I thought it was awesome. And I got paired against somebody who everybody was just like, "Oh, you're really unlucky because they're expected to win this whole thing."
Yeah.
And I beat his Cloud, and
who was
it?
like?
And then he brought his main out. His name something with a G.
Gotcha.
Gimorichi or something. I don't remember. Goiza, something with the G's and Z's.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's how it is when you go to your first tournament. If you've never been to one before, you'll generally be the bottom seed because you have no experience. So your round one, you'll have to fight someone pretty good.
Then I got gimped by Lucas in loser's bracket. I just had no clue what to do. Yes.
Yeah, that's a hard matchup. Like, it's not losing for Ike, but it's like if you don't know what you're doing, you kind of get blown out by his edge guarding.
Yeah.
So I recommend going to tournaments because they're really fun, and that's honestly the best way to improve. Is to just play players who are better than you.
Yeah.
And,
I like.
Ask them for advice. Ask them about the matchup, etc. But also, if you ever want to improve like ledge trapping, the thing you want to do is first off, you need to have a plan, have a flow chart, and then go online and just say, okay, I don't care if I win or lose. I'm just gonna get better at this one thing, right?
Yes, I think that's what I need to start doing, like using that as just the implementation grounds, but I really need to work on it offline.
Yeah, I don't know if you're a tilter, but I am. So going into Elite Smash with the goal of winning is almost always a recipe for a bad time.
Yeah.
There's also just a lot of frustrating stuff that happens online. So at the end of the day, just remember that like none of it matters,
Yeah.
Even in this, obviously it's a game, so none of it matters overall. But in the scope of competitive, Elite Smash matters not at all. That's not how you improve. No one's checking your GSP. Just play to improve, and then test yourself at tournaments.
Yes. I have one final question. Is this recording, are you able to like clip any of this, or is this going on a stream?
It's all going on YouTube on my coaching channel.
Okay. And are you able to like clip that at the end, or if I have another question offline?
You could just timestamp it, I guess, and just.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. Okay, like if you want, like in the future, if I can book with you, I'm sure Medify takes out a significant cut. So if you want me to just Venmo you directly, that's totally fine with me.
Oh, Medify doesn't take a cut from my fee. They do have a fee that you pay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I get the full price. I appreciate that offer, by the way, but it helps me find new clients and stuff when people book through Medify, because I like go up on their search and all that.
Oh, well, great then. Okay, as long as that's actually one that works in the worker's favor, because I know a lot of this stuff is kind of screwing the content creator.
Yeah, honestly, Medify has been pretty good to me. I really do recommend it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so yeah, booking through there is good. Another way you could help me out if you really want to is there are video testimonials if you feel like doing that.
Yeah, record one and send it to you. Is there like a time limit or anything, or any parameters I need to know about?
I don't think so, but it will give you a little bit of a discount on your session, so that's cool.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, you can always DM me if you got any more questions.
I will.
Yeah.
This very likely not. I got a taste of the bug.
Yeah, I hope this was fun for you, and I hope it helped.
Super eye-opening. Thanks, bro.
Cool. All right. I'll send you your VOD today. Have a good one.
Thanks. Peace.